And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing InfraSpace. And as you can see, I have yet another concrete setup out here in the boonies. And I did connect it up to a road so we can get, you know, industrial robots and high-tech tools and all that kind of good stuff. So I've been spending the last 20 or 30 minutes really watching this build and seeing, you know, where my efficiencies lie and where, and just kind of how the pathfinding works. And I wanted to share some of my conclusions with you on how they decide which little cargo thing to empty out in. It's basically the one that they send their trucks to. So when they finish a craft and they send their trucks out, the location they send to is not necessarily based on the first one the Pathfinder finds. So before, I had this storehouse, okay, this one here, was rotated and pointing directly up. So the road was coming right down and then right into the storehouse, which was built right in here, right? This concrete maker, even though this was right in line, this concrete maker was technically right next to this storehouse, right? Because it was right back here. I mean, it was literally, if I could get this back here, it was sitting just like this, right? So this concrete maker was sending their concrete to this storehouse. So because I have one-ways in here, they had to go all the way around the whole thing and then go in. So nearness or I want to say proximity, there's something with the Pathfinder that it doesn't choose basically the shortest path or the shortest path to a destination. It picks which building is technically like closer. I don't know if closer is the right word, but yeah, it definitely wasn't picking this one. And so I rotated it, moved it back in here, and now this one is sending them to this storehouse. Same with all of these other ones. And the other thing I did, these spaces in between, as you can probably guess, are pretty much exactly the width of a large sand mine, because that's what was right here. So I tried it with 4 concrete makers per storehouse. So I had 4 concrete makers, a storehouse, 4 makers, a storehouse, 4 makers, a storehouse, and that was way not enough. Way not enough. So I've got now, this setup is 2 makers per storehouse, and it's not doing bad. You might be able to get away with 3 makers per storehouse, but that might push it a little too far, especially with our bonuses here. And we need some more high-tech tools. So let's get some high-tech tools. Are you going? Nope, you're going right there. Another round of high-tech tools, please. Okay, so red science is done. Which means, you know, I am kind of against having more than one lab. I'm going to take this opportunity to, let's see, how do I want to do this? We are going to take a super duper fast Duvalaki here and move this oh yeah, these can't connect to super highways, can they? I forgot about that. Do that instead. just to feed this thing as much science as we can possibly imagine. Okay. So, these are ready and set and primed and ready to go. Let's get some red science. Oh, and these are a little bit bigger. Of course they are. Of course they are. Red science. Okay, so 8 of the things in the stuff. It's a lot. It's going to be a lot of stuff to load in. And we're already at 140% efficiency. We've got industrial waste recycling. We are on our way. I mean, starting red science. Looks like we've already got that stuff loaded in, which is good. What are these? These are the little... these guys. Okay, why are you 130? Okay, you have high-tech tools, but you don't. Do we need another high-tech tool maker? I'm thinking we do. Right in there. Lots of efficiency bonuses right in there. A little bit of aluminum. And if we look, iridium alloy, we're actually a little deficit on. And for some reason, we're saying we don't have enough AI control units. We should have enough. We got the efficiency bonus. Is that good enough now? 3. Should we move this a little further back? Now we have 140 AI control units. 3.2, right on the dot. I mean, we could technically build another one of these. It would take a crap ton of more neural processors, but we could do it. Only 140% efficient. Come on now. Where's my high-tech tools? Get those out here. All right. How is our motor production? Motor production is good. Everything else is pretty good. All right. Yeah, radiation cores. It's the efficiency bonus difference. Okay, there's a high-tech tool. There's a high-tech tool. So now there's a high-tech tool and there's a high-tech tool. So iridium alloy, that's a rough one. It's hard to get, it's hard to eke out some efficiencies there. So, yeah, we're going to need... I think that was here, yeah. We have the uranium. I'm not worried about that. We have plenty of that stuff. Now we really need more iridium alloy. Oh, my voice. We have plenty of that. This is just nanotubes. What's our nanotube production looking like? Actually, not bad. But yeah, we have lots of iridium. Lots and lots of iridium. We can definitely expand this. Okay. Where? Now, nanotubes. I think the nanotubes would be good. Just for that bonus efficiency. And then carbon for nanotube efficiency. If only we could pull this much carbon out of the atmosphere efficiently. Okay, now eke out a little bit of extra space there. There we go. Power is good. We need power. I think we're gonna have to do that up here because our power poles are here. How is this getting power? The poles aren't even connected to it. Oh yeah, let's take it from back here. Why not? Okay. Oh yeah, you know what I forgot? Bingo. Okay, so let's look at our production after all of that. We still have plenty of nanotubes. We need to bump up our iridium by a little bit more. Make sure we're making a lot of that stuff. Check our jobs. Doing pretty good there. Okay, and then iridium alloy. Yeah, it looks like we finally, you know, expanding that and maxing out the iridium mines is going to keep that up and running. I wish it told me how many high-tech tools we could possibly use. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Now sand. Oh, it's always down to sand, isn't it? Actually, let's do this. Oh. Really? Can we do some at least small ones? We could do small ones. It's always sand. Good thing sand is abundant on this planet. All right, so district-wise, let's get all that covered. Self-sand. I don't think I have nanotubes, so nanotubes stay in the family here. It's a weird mixture. Iridium ore and nanotubes. Like, is the nanotube filled with iridium, or like is it some sort of weird like alloy of carbon nanotubes? All right, there's a bunch of sand coming in. Not sure where that came in from, but I'm okay with that. Plenty of carbon. We could even do like a little steel. We got some iron right here. We could do a little steel setup over here. All right, so now we have enough iridium alloy production. Keep that fat and happy. How are we doing on these? Look at that. We have a full 5. There's 6. And there's 12. Look at that. We have 12 red science already. Unfortunately, the first research for that, I mean, the lowest we're going to get is 180. Craziness. And I don't even think we need iridium propellants. I don't think we need it. Fast neutron, I don't think we need that either. And we have enough power to keep going. So yeah, the colossal adamantium drill is basically the final research. You know, I'd like to see the fast neutron reactor. I don't think it's any different, really, than the other reactor. It might have a little cool, little spinny thing on the top, but I mean, it doesn't use the iridium propellant, which I think is an oversight. I honestly think that is what this should take. Because why should we be able to build these, which are pretty cheap, when nothing takes them? So that fan icon, there's nothing in the game that takes that icon. So that must be for a future something. Like it has to be for something he hasn't put in the game yet. Or it's an oversight for this. You think the fast neutron reactor should take a different kind of fuel. So yeah, I do want to kick off the adamantine drill and check my lovely research system here. So these guys are rock solid. These guys are going strong. We got some good coverage there. I think we're all good. There's all of our research heading out. Red science pack. So yeah, very, very similar to Factorio. You know, Factorio starts with the red, then they go to green, then they go to blue, and then they go to yellow. So the colors are a little out of order, but you know, it is what it is. That's a crazy large building. That's just, I don't know why it wiggles like that. Like what AI, I don't know how that says AI control unit, but it is what it is, I guess. We have plenty of uranium coming in. Yeah, every time there's a need, every time a building finishes crafting, one of these guys spits out another truck. And then the train delivers them all, and they all get delivered automatically. And now that I've put, you know, I put a bunch of copper mines over here. I'm assuming with that, we're using a lot less of the train. So if we look at the train, yeah, there's one car on the train holding stuff. We have a lot of copper on this map. It's kind of everywhere. How's my concrete system? All right. Yeah, when I first built this thing was so backed up. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. So yeah, I'm glad that organized itself. Tempted to put some more steel over there. Not that we need it. We have 45,000 steel. Would it be helpful to have a, you know, steel a little bit closer? Oh, that's just brutal. 160 seconds per craft. And this guy is just waiting. He's actually got red science packs. Really? We're waiting on greens? What? Green science. And let's boost up blues a little bit. That'll consume a little bit more resources. You know, boosting up the efficiencies. Blues are already, I mean, we got some full containers over here. But yeah, we want to maximize greens, definitely. 192% efficient across the board. Oh, except for this one. Lame. And these are all, let's see, 172, 182, 203, 192, 172. Look at that, 203. Nice. How are these? 203, 234, 244. Because these, ooh, 255. Beautiful. These have, these have the miners next to them, so they get a little extra bonus from that. These don't. I could put nanotubes on this side. And that would radically increase the amount of efficiency we're getting out of those. Not a bad setup. We're not getting a bad return from just one iridium deposit. We have a whole nother deposit over here that we could go crazy on. But we're not using all that much iridium at the moment. Whoa, what is all this coming in? Oh, it's uranium. Okay. Let's make sure we're covered. All right, so now it's just basically a waiting game for that research to get done. Upping the amount of research that we're doing, I mean, we have enough sulfur, guaranteed. Green circuits, we are, a little surplus on that, but we would need a whole new green circuit setup. And then blues, which are relatively cheap. It's iron and carbon, and we have ample amounts of carbon, almost an infinite amount of carbon at this point. And then iron, yeah, we are producing twice as much iron. Even at 60%, we're producing twice as much iron as we're using. That's the real challenge with this game, is trying to balance the mines you place to, where you need the thing. Hard to balance that out. And this setup is not doing too bad. I mean, it's crazy how many of those neural processors we're going through. We're not even making enough. Look at that. We're not even making enough. That's nuts. All of this entire setup is just for these neural processor factories. I really want to change that recipe. At the very least, just make it output 2 instead of 1. Like, that would, at the very least, double the output. keep the ingredients inputs the same, but double the output. Just because they're used in so much that, like, most of the ones that are used in this setup are being used to then feed the high-tech workshops. And some of them we're shipping out, but man, it's just crazy how many of those we're actually using. How are we doing? If we wanted more neural processors, how are we doing on just the chips? We're not producing enough chips, as you can see. So we would need an entirely new system to keep that going. Oh, really? Like that. A little bit of sand. There we go. So that's a little bit more chips. All right, that brings us surplus of chips. Barely a surplus of chips. But I didn't want to run out. I didn't want to run out of those. We're crazy. Oh man. Like if I did another couple neural processors over here. Oh, I do want this. Eke out a little bit. Oh, there's a good spot. Look at that. All of the bonus. There we go. That's more like it. Look at that. That's going to be an incredible bonus. I just got to keep an eye on my nanotubes. Sand is just fine. I'm not worried about sand. And the chips. Again, we're low on chips. Good lord. So how about we do this? Like that. Because this was our chip maker up in here. Oh, get there. Look at that efficiency. I don't like that overlaps. There we go. Power's a good thing to have. Where's a good spot for this? Right there. There we go. I think we're doing fine on sand. Any surplus sand in here? I don't think so. We have surplus sulfur, certainly, but not really much of sand. So we might want to... Ah! Why would you allow me to place it right there? Low on nanotubes. Do we have some surplus nanotubes over here? We do. A little bit. Nah, I don't know about surplus. Yeah, somebody posted in the comments that it would be nice to have district-specific production stats, and I would 100% agree with that. It would be so nice to see that. District, all of that. There we go. That should distribute pretty nicely. Yeah, 203% efficient. Glorious. As far as iron goes, we have all of this. Which is fine. It's just going to take a hot minute for these to actually sort of distribute themselves. But the point of that is to build up our circuits here. Yeah, now we're producing a lot. All right, well, that is going to have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.